All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Early Bird Artcast, episode 13. How's everybody doing? So I kind of hacked this whole Google Hangout thing a little bit. Here's some feedback. So I have like my I have like a regular Google Hangout going on, and then on my computer, and then for because I want to show, because I'm not working digitally today, and also hello, you can see my face a little bit. um, I got the phone. I like entered my own hangout through my phone, and so I muted everything on the computer, and and I got the phone going, so hopefully that works out pretty good. And I figured I would do that too because I'm hopefully, as I'm doing these interviews, it feels a little bit weird. It depends on who it is. If it's somebody who's kind of more in my circle and they know how I hang and stuff, it's no big deal. But like if it's a newcomer, like who's never been on my channel or something or doesn't know how things go, it might be weird that I'm not showing my face. At least I feel a little weird about that. I don't know about you guys. Um, so yeah. But today I need to be working on my comic, and really I don't really have anything digital that'll actually like go toward my comic being finished as well as I want. So, um, you know, I need to work on the traditional inks and pencils and stuff. So, figured I'd break the camera out. And you can see kind of my mobile. I have this on me all the time, especially when I know I'm going to be able to draw like lunchtime at work. This is where I get a lot of my work done is at work during lunchtime, and once in a while I have downtimes at work where I can work on it a little bit. But I have this deleter comic book paper, manga comic book paper, which is I don't know, I forget what it is, A4, A5. It's small. It's like, let's see, do I have a sheet of computer paper or anything that's uh, hmm, well, here's the size of a comic book next to it, a typical comic book. I think that's typical. Let's see. Is that typical? No, this is a little bit different. This is more typical. So it's not that much bigger than actual comic book. In fact, the drawing area is almost the same size as an actual comic book. So that's what I've been working on lately. Um, so I don't know, it makes obviously getting the comic done quicker, and it's in this little plastic sleeve because that's what it came in, and I figured I'd keep it in that since it's protective measure. Makes a lot of sound though. Sorry about that, guys and gals. Try to show you what I've worked on so far, and then get started making a little progress this morning. So I don't know if you guys have seen, well, if you're on my Patreon, you've definitely seen I finished drawing, inking, and coloring the first 2 pages. I gotta get to work though. Here's page 2, just the inks. This page is page 3, but I can't show that because I don't know. It just feels like I want that to be revealed in the actual book. Here's page 1, inks. And then I started pencils and inks. And let's see, this is page 5, page 6, page 7, page 4. So I'll start working on page 4 with inks right now. Or continue working on page 4. See what I can get done in the next half hour to 45 minutes. I did put the word out there, so if anybody, some of these people want to come in and hang out, I really want to get this show going where it's like, people are in on a regular basis. And so I guess I hope if I add enough people, I'll start to find the people who are available for this time period, in the morning. So, and what I need to do is be better at coming up with topics to talk about. I have tons of things I want to talk about. I want to do like more videos like that aren't even these. I want to keep doing these, a lot. But I want to do other kind of videos too. But I'm kind of realizing that maybe, just maybe, doing other kind of videos I just don't have time for it, And maybe I just have to do all my content on these videos for YouTube. So, excuse me. Just want to mention there's a Kickstarter. My buddy, Illis, Adam Walenta, he's been around. He does hip hop music, but he also has been very active in comic making and stuff. And he does this one comic, I think he does kind of in collaboration with his son. It's called Punk Taco. And it's on Kickstarter. So go to Kickstarter, check out, type in Punk Taco Volume 2. It's definitely a kid's book, and it looks fun. He needs some more support. So, and I just want to mention too, I don't think I formally said it. Maybe I did on Peter's channel. I was on Peter's channel twice this weekend. And I also had a really cool interview with Kim Holm, who used to be on the Art and Story podcast from time to time. I'm gonna I have this, it's like a canvas, like a plastic, or with plastic cover. I got them at like the cheapo store. I think I did at a place called Ocean State Job Lot. It's kind of like a dollar store type of thing. But not a dollar. But you could get a lot of cool stuff there. And they have art supplies that are really cheap kind of stuff, but good enough for certain things. And so, anyways, it's like a canvas that I just never used, and it still has this plastic on it, so it's good for like a board to draw on if I'm like out and about, or even here, because this surface is not very flat. It's like kind of warped construction paper. Let's see what time it is. Okay. So I have about 40 minutes still to get to. In fact, let me put on harvest and just get my time going so it's more accurate. Sometimes I probably do more than the amount of work that I actually log into harvest. that's what I use to kind of keep my time. Oh, here it is. Um, since I'm doing 360 days of making comics, can I sign in with Google? I forget if I can or not. Hopefully it doesn't kick off this YouTube thing. Alright. Time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Start. Penciling. Start. Alright. Cool. Hopefully I'll remember to turn it off. That's the only thing. Sometimes I forget to turn it off and I'm like at work at lunch. It's 5 hours later and I'm like, oh crap. I have to go adjust the time. Luckily it's fully like adjustable and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see. Let me get back to the chat area. Teresa said she's going to hang out and listen, but not, she won't be on watching or anything because I think she said she can't for some reason, which is fine. Totally fine. I guess I didn't need to say that publicly. My bad, Teresa. I gotta be careful about that. Sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, oh, shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. It's not like that big a deal, that one, but I don't think. But once in a while I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So anybody notice that YouTube went out last night? Kind of crazy. It was out for like an hour or something, somewhere around that time, that amount of time. Makes it's a good reminder that this internet stuff isn't everything. It could all go bye-bye, or at the very least, I mean, in all probability, will not go bye-bye. But at the very least, I don't know. I think it makes you grateful that it works, most of the time, or it reminds you that there's more to life than the internet, things like that, Which, a lot of people complain about, how people are on their phone all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I mean, you can see that there are some things that kind of, I mean, there's obvious things like driving and surfing the internet, and people have like actually died, or killed people because of it. It's just as distracting and messed up as drunk driving, and I don't know the statistics, but I'm sure there have been plenty of deaths because of it, which sucks. So that's obviously not good. But that's a driving discipline that's a little bit different. But as far as like people being on their phones all the time, some people just need to. I think that people can be addicted to their phones to a point where it's almost a sickness. But people need to just have some discipline, and if you're in a public scenario, maybe try to keep your phone somewhere else or in your pocket and not out. There's there's definitely an etiquette, just like anything else, If you're in the middle of talking to somebody, don't pull out your phone. It's really messed up. So there's definitely etiquette, but at the same time, if you have any self-discipline, you'd be all right with that. And, but for me, I mean, for the most part, having these phones and internet stuff has been more of an enhancement, and maybe not an enhancement, but like there's been a lot of good that's come from it, in my opinion. I mean, I've met so many people who are interested in the things I'm interested in, and you know, if I had come to this point in my life without the internet, I would know almost none of you, you know. I cherish the relationships. I've met and spent a lot of time hanging out with a lot of people on via Google Hangouts, for one, is a big one. You know, and these are real friendships. They've become real friendships. I'm closer friends with people on the internet, to be honest, than a lot of other friends. It just is. It's because you can connect with people that have the same interests as you. And there's like the argument that can be made that don't you don't want to only know people who have the same interests you do, because having diverse interests makes things rich. Makes for some good rich life things. Just adds to your um, having a hard time articulating it, but I think you know what I mean. And that's very true. But you're not going to be able to get away from that. Everybody's got to work, or most people find themselves in social situations. Most people are not a recluse that lives in their house and never comes out. So you're going to get that anyways. Can't avoid it, really. Um, and even on the internet, you're going to run into that. You can run into that as well. Um, but, you know, I don't know. I had like one or two friends who are into comics and made comics that are in real life. Maybe a few others, I guess, but and I probably would have spent more time honing those relationships, maybe, if it wasn't for the internet. I don't know. I mean, but usually having like different schedules and stuff really makes it hard, to spend the time that's kind of needed. And sometimes when you do find somebody, it's like they live further than you're able to travel often. And I don't know. To me, the internet's a good thing for the most part. I don't know if that's a natural way for a finger to lay. It might be a digital edit that needs to be made. It's like working digital compared to traditional. Oh yeah, that hand looks all kinds of jacked up. It might be passable, who knows? We'll see. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Morning, Teresa. Doing traditional work. How come? Well, the inking. What's up, James? I see you there too. Howdy. Um, Teresa asks why I'm doing traditional work. Um, Because, I'm working on my comic. And I need to get this thing done. And last time I did a digital comic. Last month I did a traditional or a digital comic, and I felt like maybe it's good to kind of go back and forth. I just felt like trying traditional with digital colors would be an interesting way to try, practice and learn. Um, so, I'm giving that a shot this time. And one thing I think maybe that I'm noticing with kind of um, the feedback I've gotten lately, because stuff I've been making lately has been this, mix of traditional and digital coloring. Um, and I've gotten some good response. So I don't know. There's something about that mix that seems to be working. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just trying a lot of different things out as I go. Um, so yeah, that's why. Just trying to draw in this like little background character. Kind of getting stuck on background characters because I feel like I have to create a new vegetable character for every character, and you know I can't get stuck. I gotta keep moving because I gotta get this comic done this month, and I feel like it's gonna come close, especially if I'm gonna stick to finishing it in color. Which actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish it in ink first. See if I can get at least that done, and then that way I can at least release it that way. Maybe I'll work on lettering after that. That way, worst case scenario, I can do a lettered version and then do the colored version later. Um, and then, you know, jump into, I don't know, I don't, just kind of work that way. So yeah, I was talking before about the fact that, YouTube kind of stopped working last night. It's crazy for a little bit. I mean, it didn't matter to me because I wasn't watching YouTube anyways, but I noticed it because my wife was trying to upload a video to something. Kind of, she's got like this private thing account or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, I think I uploaded it to the wrong place." And then she's like, "YouTube isn't working for me. What the heck?" And I checked on my phone. I'm like, "It's not working for anybody." And there was some tweets and stuff, so I spent tiny bit of time on Twitter, um, checking out what people were saying. It was kind of fun. Um, but yeah, so that was weird. So it went off for like it was about an hour, I guess. So it's kind of crazy. I never seen that happen with YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it has. Digital and traditional are like upper and lower body workouts. It's great to switch back and forth to keep it fresh. It's a good way of putting it, man. James said that. James GSR. Um, I like that. Let's see. I was looking at my little Google alerts last night too, seeing if there was any comic book industry news. And New York Comic Con happened, so there was some things, but not much. One thing I did notice was apparently Raina Telgemeier announced 2 new books. I don't know. I didn't really look too deep into it. But I don't know if she announced or released 2 new books. That's cool. She's obviously a pretty positive force, I think, in comics. She did that Smile book and drama, and she's done a bunch of other stuff, I think. I have Smile. I haven't read it yet. I think I started reading it, but I'd like to read it. I actually got it and told my wife it would probably be cool, like she might like it, and she agreed, but she never really got to it. And then I realized, well, I'd never read it either yet, so let me break it out, and I still haven't read it, but I want to. But yeah, I think she was like her and Dave Roman, like he's another like kind of kids publisher. He's got some cool stuff. Astronaut Academy, I think, was one of them. I have that, which was a cool book. I think he came out with a part 2 as well, which I did not ever get. But I know them both from the old Art and Story podcast. They were both on from time to time. And Miranda Telgemeier got pretty darn famous. Holy crap! And they were, I think, together. And I've looked at their Instagram feeds and stuff, and I think they're not together anymore, which is sad because they kind of both were, in the same lane doing the same things. And I don't know the details, and it's not my business, but it's just too bad, but things happen. People break up. I'm assuming they're not together because I just didn't see them in each other's pictures anymore. For me, it's more like exercising my frustration muscles, says Teresa. Frustration about tech problems, frustration about my lack of physical coordination. Gotcha. The switch is very necessary. Oh, okay, so it's more of a functional thing. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's part of it for me, too. I definitely get very frustrated with the technical stuff. Having the screen tablet has made things a lot less frustrating. Definitely able to be more versatile. But, usually my frustration with technology comes more in with when I'm trying to do stuff I haven't done before, or audio issues with the Hangouts, things like that. I hate when I don't know where to put the other hand. Sometimes I make something up and it's just like, that's not really the greatest, is it? Oh man, really mucking up hands today. Maybe I should save drawing hands for another day. Or for later today. Or maybe I should drink my coffee. How about that? Sorry if you're hearing slobbery noises. Alright. I didn't really draw in the background here too much. I wonder if I can kind of fake it a little bit. I don't even exactly know where my horizon line is. I drew some, well, I guess I drew it in. Not following it very well, though. Alright, that's probably good enough. I could draw individual bottoms, I suppose, but I won't, because I'm lazy. Maybe I will later. Let's see. Alright. This page is almost done being inked. Just gotta do this last panel. This right here, I noticed there's a lot of things I'm probably gonna change on this. Like this this one right here, I don't like how dark I went, and like, I don't know, that shading is just kind of horrendous. So I'm gonna either do some fixes where the dark shading parts fade into the background but are still there. I might try that first, and if that doesn't look good, then I'll just delete all those, a lot of that stuff. Clean it up, erase it, whatever, we'll see. Sometimes I feel bad when I'm do kind of cheats like that. They're not really cheats though, but especially if I ever end up like selling the pages and stuff. But you know, it's just, it is what it is, I guess. My computer is so loud, it's annoying. I don't know if you guys hear that, but I think you guys hear it a lot less when I have the earbuds in like I do now. I should get up Garrett Carrot's Instagram drawing. You know, it's kind of funny. I use social media for my workflow a little bit, you know. I don't know if you guys do that at all, but I've posted, you know, drawings of some of these characters on Instagram that I've finished, and they're great for referencing the character for myself. I'll pull it up on Instagram and be like, how do I draw this guy again? Let's see, where is he at? I hate the Instagram algorithm. It's so annoying. I was trying to go through my feed yesterday and it was showing me all kinds of stuff I don't want to see, that I don't care about. Oh, I'm already drawing this guy wrong. But that's not necessarily a definitive thing, but should I keep it? Should I just fix it? Maybe I'll just fix it and then... I don't even know if there's a jacket like this, but it's gonna happen, you know. Oh yeah, the power of blacks. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. Decisions. I think I'm gonna start actively trying to invite more people to the group so that, you know, when I get on here, there's more of a chance that somebody will pop on with me. Because I don't know about you, but I guess people like hearing me sometimes. But I can do my own solo ones sometimes too, anyways. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like I get boring, you know, sometimes. There was a stream or two that I didn't even put up a thumbnail and I didn't really give it a good title because I was like, this one's kind of boring. People don't need to see this for sure, you know. But if it, you know, if you're watching and you notice one goes up that doesn't have a title, that means that that one might not be all that great, and you can skip it if you want, you know. But the ones that, you know, kind of do have a cool thumbnail and a title and stuff. Those ones, that means that one's kind of good. I mean, in my opinion. Um, but a lot of times it just means those are the ones where I kind of meandered and didn't really have a ton to say, or, maybe went on pretty long and I didn't have anybody on or something, because I don't know. To me, it's more interesting when I got somebody on. A lot of times, sometimes they're interesting like this, like especially if I have a good topic. Like, today's okay. I'll probably make a thumbnail for today. We'll see. Um, but like the other day, I had on Kim Holm, and that was such a blast. He's a really smart dude and really interesting. Um, oh, I forgot he's holding. Uh, um, he's holding a comic book that he swiped. Time to get the white out. Make it clear enough. I think I might need to get more of these pens. I'm still good with these so far. Man, there's so much going on in my life right now. I have so many things to kind of juggle. I'm glad I'm able to get on today, though, because I haven't been able to get on as much as I'd like to in the mornings. But today was a good one. I was able to. So anytime I have the chance. I actually woke up this morning and I actually had energy. Like I almost didn't even need coffee, which was, I probably didn't need coffee really, but I like coffee, so I'm having it anyways. And I have another cup waiting for me to bring to work with me, so. The way things are going, though, those will probably hold me over. I won't maybe need one in the afternoon or something. Who knows? By then I'll probably be tired. I drink too much coffee, especially lately. I've been having one when I get home from work and stuff. But yeah, anyways, I had good energy this morning, surprisingly. Because I've been pretty low on energy. I must have slept like an extra hour or something. Let's see what people are saying. Coffee equals wake up juice. Yep. Don't delete the blackouts, just make them color holds when it goes digital. Yeah, I didn't really explain it well, but yeah, that's what I was thinking I might try with that one panel. So we'll see. I think I'm going to try it. If it doesn't look good, then I'll just delete them. We'll see. Thanks. He said that James said that my gritty style on this comic is awesome. I appreciate that, man. Definitely that's what I'm going for here. Trying to make it look basically the way kind of my quick pitch, if somebody were to ask me, is Corncob Rob is the punk rock version of VeggieTales. um, so even though there's gonna be fruit, I think, in it as well, but maybe there is in VeggieTales too. I don't know. Like I'm not limiting myself to only vegetables. And this is the type of story like Darby Cufflink was a one shot. It'll never be more than that, most likely. Um, but this is a story that's that could definitely have some legs and continue. So I'm excited. It's fun. yeah, hopefully I'll be able to color this. James, I don't know if you saw the coloring I did for the first 2 pages. I guess I could bring them up. Yeah, I have them here. I could show you on the other, because I have my computer display on too. Here, let's see. Share. I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not. I can't tell. My father just brought me a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Sweet. I had a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee yesterday. I tried to make my own coffee though, because I can't be. I don't want to hide participants. I guess that's what I just did. So I clicked. I don't 100% know how to do this yet, because like I think if I click on it on different people, it shows that on YouTube, but I can't check because my computer's too slow to show YouTube. It's weird. It can do a Hangout, but it can't do YouTube. It's annoying. I don't know. Maybe there's just something I'm not doing right, a setting. But yeah, there's page 2, and then here's page 1 colored, I think. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Here's page 1 colored. Still need to put the dialogue in, but yeah. Pretty much done on that stuff. Yeah, no problem. I just figured I'd share it here. In fact, I didn't even share it online, the second page. I shared the first full page. Um, but um, but on Patreon, I shared the other page, the second one, but also kind of here on YouTube. So I actually got a question for you guys. Now that I'm said something about Patreon. Originally, when this year started, I wanted to make a bunch of comics, kind of like I'm doing now, but I didn't have a schedule to do one a month. But my thought was I was going to release them for free on my website. And then, a lot of stuff happened, a lot of things. I was working on different things, and that whole plan kind of was there, but I wasn't as focused on it as I should have been, I guess. And then I had this bright idea to do one comic a month and put it on Patreon only, which is a cool idea, and it's been helpful so far. But it means there's less potential for people to read my comics. I make these comics, spend all this time on it, and then I limit the audience to only, right now, 4 people in my Patreon list. And anybody who wants to download it on Gumroad too, I added that. You know what? I need to put those eyes closer to the mouth because he's a kid, and I'm trying to. I don't know. It kind of looks good though. I might just keep it. I can fix it in digital if I really feel like I don't want to change it. So I'm thinking about, as much as I hate to just like keep changing things constantly. Never stopped me before though, but I do hate doing it, even though I do it all the time. I was thinking about saying, screw it, I'm going to put them out for free on my website. I put this question out to my patrons and they didn't even respond. So it kind of makes me think that maybe, if I make this change, they probably just don't even care anyways either. So I don't know. I mean, I really appreciate my patrons for sure. I'm not saying like that. I just, I still want to push the Patreon, I think. But I feel like that's kind of a problem too, is like, I feel like I'll have less motivation to push the Patreon if I'm not doing it. And I wonder if this will mess up my motivation for making a comic a month too. See, that's kind of the whole reason I did Patreon, was for the motivation factor. But at the same time, I want people to read my comics, and, stopping, people from being able to do that, that doesn't make any sense for somebody in my position, you know, who needs to build his audience, Somebody like Jason Brubaker is kind of doing that method, but he's Jason Brubaker. Corey Lewis is doing that method, but he's Corey Lewis, These people have a much bigger audience than I do. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I move it to my site for free, and as I keep doing one a month? And again, people can still support on Patreon, of course. But, I want to be able to get as many readers as possible. Let's see what the chat's saying. Fway's here. What's up? How the devil art thou? I'm still showing Clip Studio, not your camera. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll change it. Let's see. Alright, back. I wonder how I get it to go back to the voice activates it. That's the thing I don't know. I know I can click to show whatever I want. But there's a way to make it, because it used to be once you clicked on somebody, it's stuck on that forever, which I think is what just happened. But there's a way to kind of click back so that it starts toggling again. I don't know how to do that yet. When I have a lot of people on, it'll be vital for me to be able to do that, so I hope I can figure it out. Well, I'm sure I can. You could always release the Patreon comic a month first. A month after posting it on Patreon. Yeah, I thought about that. It's a possibility. Although, I build up the excitement, though, every time I'm working on this thing, the best I can, and to kind of release it after the fact without the excitement is like, is anybody going to read it? I don't know. Will anybody be motivated? I guess that could motivate still people to do the Patreon. I mean, to me, it's not about the money. Of course, I mean, I want to make a living off of this, but I don't think $1 a month from, on Patreon is gonna. I don't know if how much that'll ever build up to. I don't know, but I mean, theoretically, it could build up. If 1,000 people do it, then that's $1,000 a month. Yeah. Although with Patreon fees, it'll be like a lot less than that. But, you know. See. So, yeah, I'm very seriously considering that, and I really, to be honest, I've always wanted to give them out for free. And I want people to read my stuff, and it really just doesn't make sense to not. So I'm definitely leaning towards giving it out for free, but I figured I haven't made the switch yet. Let me ask you guys. So, hopefully this comes across as like a bench that he was sitting on. They didn't even draw it in. I'm just kind of making it up now. This is those kind of things that I probably should have drawn out in the penciling stage, but it's just like whatever. Like with this comic, I have to get it done. I can't just like draw everything. So that's what happens here. Yeah, that comes across good enough, in my opinion. Well, it depends on your aim. Why are you doing Patreon? To offer exclusive content to patrons or to motivate yourself? More to motivate myself than anything, which is a selfish reason. I don't really want, I don't know. I only have so much time. I quit Patreon before, but this was the first time, like, it was like kind of an inspired idea. Like, it's like, yeah, I'll do it on Patreon. And it seems to be working, but at the same time, I'm torn because I want people to read my stuff, you know. So, I mean, the idea is it would still, people will still be able to get access to it in a lot of different ways. It's just like everybody else, eventually going to do a Kickstarter and put a book out with all these stories. So it's like, it's no different than anybody else making their comic and then running a Kickstarter. So it's not keeping people away more than other people are, to a certain extent, but I don't know, it's tricky. And I really like the idea of people reading it as I go, getting feedback, getting better. Something I'm still trying to figure out. It's really, these are the kind of decisions I kind of dread, because you can go many different ways. That's really the thing, is like there's no right answer. I wish there was just a right answer. So I didn't have to like sit here and try to figure it out myself. Sometimes I can just make a decision and I'm like, cool, that makes sense. I'm going with that. You know, there is other ways, but this is the way I'm going. But with this one, it's like, I don't know, you know. It's kind of frustrating. But you guys' feedback is definitely helpful because, you know, it just helps, you know. It helps to have other people's thoughts on it. All right, see you later, James. Thanks for hanging out, man. Patreon takes a while to build up an income from it. You need to advertise it constantly. Yeah, that's true, James. And that's something too, you know. Do I really want to do that? I mean, the only way, like, it seemed very natural to do it the way I've been doing it, and I could promote it constantly this way. But it just seems a little bit dumb to me to not have, you know, to stop people from being able to read my comics, you know. But I mean, there's a paywall for comics like that. You go to a comic store too. Like, I don't know, like before, like free previews on the internet. I mean, you get like previews sometimes. Sometimes you get like a free thing that the comic store will give you, and it's like a preview. But I never look at that. I just go to the rack and see what looks interesting and buy it, you know. So I don't know. There's so many disadvantages, you know. There's so many things that I don't have because I'm doing it independently. But there's also probably one of the advantages to being independent is you can give stuff away for free. Where, well, I don't know if that's a really good point because the big people can too. That maybe they, in some ways, they actually have a better chance to do it. Looks like it's time for me to get going. If it's motivating you and the stories are going to come out anyways, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. You should keep things the way they are, right? Yeah. I appreciate you being thoughtful about this and not just being like, yeah, yeah, give it away for free, Teresa. Um, so yeah, I definitely appreciate your feedback. That's helpful. I'm really still teetering back and forth. It's hard. I'm kind of want to lean towards giving it away for free because that's just kind of the way I am, um, and the way I want to be. But at the same time, if I'm trying to build something, you know, I don't know. It's very confusing. So, anyways, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Hey, I can see you. Thank you so much for hanging out in the chat during the live stream, and also for those who watch on the replay. And if you want to find my stuff, donkeyjawprojects.com. You can find all the links to all my social media there. But another quick and easy way to remember is Marshall Lee _DJP for Twitter and Instagram. And I'm on other things too, Facebook mostly. So you can find me there. But there's links. There's links everywhere. I think there's links in the description too. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you on the next Early Bird Artcast. All right, later, guys.